Improving the standard of living among residents of Mushin local government area remains a top priority for the present administration led by Emmanuel Bamigboye. Apart from the training for youths in the local government through the Skills Acquisition Center, assistance is constantly extended to the elderly and widows. This is one of the many editions of the Poverty Alleviation Initiative of the Emmanuel Bamigboye-led administration in Mushin. This time, over 100 persons benefited from the supports. Speaking during the presentation of financial support to beneficiaries, the chairman Bamigboye emphasized the need to take care of the elderly and less privileged in the community.
One of our missions is to alleviate poverty, advance the social and economic condition of our poor widows and the aged in our community. On this note, I am indeed highly honored and privileged to proceed on this life-transforming role, that is the provision of financial support for the elderly widows and senior citizens from the age of 65 years and above. We are driving by a mission to build relationships, partnerships, and friendships that are supportive and empowering the widows that are devastated and traumatized by the loss of their husband, and also the aged that are neglected and helpless. Research are showing that social and financial support can play a significant role in overall health as people age. It can boost qualities of life, including physical and mental health. Aging has significantly impact on society. Older people have different requirements from society and government, and they also in turn have a different value as well. In view of this, the administration deemed it wise to celebrate the aged and the widows by supporting them financially. The presentation of today's marks the 15th in the series of provision of financial assistance to the widows and the aged since the inception of this administration.
He said the LGU will not relent in its efforts to provide financial assistance to residents identified to be in need.
We have made a promise to the people when we were campaigning that we are going to acknowledge the widows and the aged, and then something have to be given to them on quarterly basis. And then for the fact that it's very important that they have worked for Nigeria as a whole, and they are aged, and they are, some of them are widows. We need to continue to acknowledge them all the time. The money is a very small money, but it's a way of acknowledging them and to make sure that we fulfill our promises.
Beneficiaries of the support attested that the financial assistance has been regular since inception of the present administration in Mushin.
I appeal to our chairman, to continue his job. High, God will continue to raise her. Because this small money will be given to us. No, honestly, the chairman tried. He tried.
We have been coming for the past year, maybe since last year or so. And that is how the chairman has been giving us the assistance. We really appreciate him, we thank him, and we pray that God will help him and enrich him and take him to greater heights.
With this initiative, help has come to the elderly and less privileged in Mushin local government area. Education is key to the progress of any society. To ensure that every child in Lagos State has access to primary education, Lagos State Universal Basic Education Board carried the child literacy campaign to Mushin local government area. Present at the event were stakeholders, local government officials, members of the Lagos State Universal Basic Education Board, and ECO-EXIL officials. Speaking during the flag-off ceremony for the commencement of the Street-to-Street Child Literacy Campaign, board members, Lagos State Universal Basic Education Board, Akim Shitu, emphasized the need for basic education, which is free.
Quite a number of our children are out there, and they are of school age, and they are not in school. It behoves us as parents and guardians to ensure that our children, they have education. Basic education is free, and it's good for us to take advantage of this opportunity. Again, quite a number of us have misconception about public schools. And if you look at it, quite a number of people in position nowadays are product of this public schools. And again, public schools are well funded. I mean funded in terms of resources. You have qualified teachers in public schools. And please, let's encourage our wards, those of them on the streets, those of them who we are using to do some minor training our businesses. Let them go to school at the time they are supposed to be in school. And please, education is the best legacy you can give your child.
The council chairman Emmanuel Bamigboye pledged the commitment of the LGA to sensitize pupils on the need for primary education through the broadcast, print, and the new media.
We want to encourage our people to patronize public schools, and sometimes I used not to be comfortable if I see most of our children go to private schools. But notwithstanding, because of the level of illiteracy that we have in the Mushin and the local government, that is why we are encouraging people that henceforth they should patronize the public school. And any children who refuse to go to school while the school is on is going to be penalized. We are going to create a task force who will be going around to make sure that any of our children that are going all around that refuse to go to school while the school is on, we are going to make sure the family or the parents is going to be arrested and questioned for why not sending their children to public schools. Because public school, the government has made it as a free, very free, very affordable for everybody to go. And why are we not making use of the advantage? I want to encourage them and appeal to them that this is the best chance for them to reduce the level of illiteracy, because if you are illiterate, you cannot reach to any level in this life. You are going to be limited.
Participants commended the initiative of the Lagos State government in providing basic education for every child in the state.
And there's a need for parents to really know and understand the need for our wards to be in school, especially at the very tender age, the very impressionable age. We want to say from the ages of 3, 4 and thereabouts till they become teenagers. So the Lagos State government, under the leadership of Governor Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, has, in conjunction with Lagos State Universal Basic Education Board, have cooked up a program called Enrollment Drive. And what is this talking about? Bring out our children to be enrolled to go to school. We are talking about public schools now. I went to public schools all my life, from primary school to university, all public. So why can't we have our children in public schools? Forget the stories about public school being this and that in those days. The story is different now. The government of Lagos State has really done a lot to uplift and still doing a lot of facelifting in the public schools. So the public school story is a different one now. And this is why we are here to tell mothers and fathers to let their children go to school. We are tired seeing our children hawk on the street, roam the street. Enough is enough now.
With this initiative, the vision of the Lagos State Universal Basic Education Board in ensuring that every child is educated is becoming a reality.